welcome to Statesboro, Georgia on a beautiful Saturday afternoon inside Paulson Stadium as the Arkansas State Red Wolves open up Sun Belt Conference play against the Georgia Southern Eagles on ESPN+. Thank you for joining us alongside Amy Zimmer. I'm Danny Wall. Both teams starting out 1-3 on the year, but the big news coming out of Statesboro, Georgia Southern parting ways with head coach Chad Lunsford. Cornerbacks coach Kevin Whitley named the interim head coach. Amy, what was his message to the team coming into today?
It's all about us. That's the message Georgia Southern interim head coach Kevin Whitley told me he's been delivering to his team all week. Whitley added, today it's Georgia Southern versus themselves. He wants to see the team use the adversity of losing their head coach as fuel to come together and turn their season around.
Whitley, also of experience as a player for Georgia Southern, won 2 national championships in '89 and 1990. Arkansas State head coach Butch Jones, in his first season with the program, he makes his Sun Belt Conference debut, but the Red Wolves are playing their 3rd straight game on the road. What does Jones want to see from his team against Georgia Southern?
It's all about mental toughness. This is a situation Arkansas State hasn't been in before since 2004. Red Wolves head coach Butch Jones told me he wants to see his team start fast. The Red Wolves have been outscored in the first half every game this season, so Jones doesn't want to waste any time digging themselves out of a hole.
Both teams on 3-game losing streaks. One will come to an end today. It's the Eagles and the Red Wolves after the break on ESPN+. You're watching Sun Belt Conference football on ESPN+. Moments away from this conference matchup between Arkansas State and Georgia Southern. Head coach Butch Jones for Arkansas State making his Sun Belt Conference debut. He knew how challenging this conference can be. What are his thoughts coming into the day, Amy?
Coach Jones says the Sun Belt Conference is great and competitive. During his time coaching at the SEC level, he said Sun Belt Conference games always concern coaches. Georgia Southern, one of the most storied programs in the conference, and you can always count on the team playing tough football. That's why he said Georgia Southern can be so dangerous. They always work so hard.
For Georgia Southern, an interim head coach Kevin Whitley, an emotional moment. A former player was coached under played under Irk Russell, and now coaching this game for the very first time. What were some of his thoughts entering today?
It's full circle for Coach Whitley. He gets Georgia Southern football because he played for Georgia Southern. He played under Georgia Southern legendary head coach Irk Russell, competed in 3 national championship games, including the 1990 team that actually started 1-3 and went on to win the next 11 games. And how about this, playing a national championship?
He knows what needs to be done. He said it all week. Why not us? Britton Williams set to kick things off for the Eagles. Arkansas State will receive. Johnny Lang Jr. in the back, and we are underway in Paulson Stadium. Lang receives from the 2-yard line, running to the right side, still on his feet, going down to the 35-40. Big kick return to start things off for the Red Wolves. Actually, Lincoln Perry on the return. Alan Lamar on the return for the Red Wolves. So we will see James Blackman for Arkansas State. Quarterback James Blackman, 321 yards in the loss against Tulsa last week. What does Butch Jones want to see from Blackman today?
Coach Jones says Blackman has been playing winning football. He's very good under center, just can't allow pressure to get to him.
First down and 10. Blackman back to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws over the middle, and it's caught by Corey Rucker. And that's the first down for the Red Wolves.
Great catch by Rucker. Blackman showing that great eye awareness of where his receivers are to make quick contact.
22nd reception on the year for Rucker. First down and 10 again. This time handoff up the middle. And a brief gain, about 4 to 5 yards. Johnny Lang on the carry. Lang just with 4 rushes and 27 yards last week against Tulsa. Quick hurry-up offense for the Red Wolves. Blackman dumps it out to Rucker on the near side. He'll run across and get a first down.
Rucker fearless on the run, and Arkansas State coming into this game is throwing 360 yards a game. That's 7th most in the country, so Georgia Southern needs to apply quarterback pressure and stop the pass.
Another no-huddle offense play for the Red Wolves. 1st down and 10, another handoff. This time, nowhere to go. And Lang taken down from behind by Randy Wade Jr. It'll be a loss of 2 yards.
Take another look. Blackman gets the handoff, but not in time. Georgia Southern all over it.
2nd down and 12. Blackman takes a snap, looks over to the left. It's Lang on the running back screen, still on his feet, gets through for a 1st down.
Lang showing off the footwork with the quick duck and able to stay and tightrope the sideline. Take another look. Great connection from Blackman, wide open, able to tiptoe the sideline for some nice yardage.
Lang, the redshirt junior, transfer from Iowa State, getting things done in the first drive for Arkansas State. First down and 10. This time Blackman going to pass. Looks, fires over the middle, and it is incomplete. Great coverage by the Georgia Southern defense on that play. Great protection up from the O-line for Arkansas State. Blackman was sacked 6 times last week in the loss against Tulsa. 2nd and 10. Handoff to the right. Not much room for Lamar. And that's going to be a short gain of 1, if that. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Danny, you bring up Blackman being hit, sacked 6 times in their last game against Tulsa. He actually was also hit 19 times. So Coach Jones says he needs to be protected so his good pocket vision can pay off.
It'll be 3rd and 8, so a short gain of 2 at the 21-yard line. Pressure from Georgia Southern up front. Blackman gets it off in time, and nobody there. A flag on the play. His intended receiver was Rucker. We'll see what the flag is going to be on.
Defense number 12. After distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
Anthony Wilson called for the face mask, so a 15-yard penalty and a fresh set of downs for Arkansas State.
Penalty is something Georgia Southern needs to limit. They said coming into this game, Coach Whitley said it's all about playing disciplined football, and that's what they've been really working on this past week in practice.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Arkansas State 11 for 13 in the red zone with 7 touchdowns. Blackman gets the snap. It's a handoff to Lamar, and that play is blown up from the back. C.J. Wright on the tackle for loss.
Great job by nose tackle C.J. Wright breaking through. Watch how he's able to come off the line and find the open gap to squeeze right in and be able to get the sack.
Pushed right off the right guard, Ernesto Ramirez. It's a loss of 4. Head coach Kevin Whitley talked about wanting to see more from Wright, being one of the leaders on the defensive side. 2nd and 14. Blackman deep. Has a man, caught, touchdown! But no, not at the very end. It went out of the hands of Tavalance Hunt.
You can just see the frustration from Tavalance Hunt, the wide receiver for Arkansas State. He wanted it so bad, was hitting the ground after he fell into the end zone and lost control of the ball.
Like you said, he had it, but coming down, it was knocked out of his hands. Was not able to hang on. So 3rd down and 14 for Arkansas State. Over 3 minutes have gone by in the first quarter. Two receivers on the near side, one on the far side. Blackman fakes the handoff. Pressure going, and he's taken down. Blackman sacked by Justin Ellis.
Up until that play, Arkansas State's O-line was doing a great job of giving Blackman plenty of time, but not this time. Georgia Southern's defensive end Justin Ellis breaking through for the huge quarterback sack.
First sack on the year for the redshirt senior Ellis. Blake Grupe on the field goal attempt. Kick is up. And it is no good. So Georgia Southern with a statement on the opening drive, making a stop. Eagles take on the field for offense after the break on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, Arkansas State couldn't knock down the 39-yard field goal. Amy, what are the keys to victory for both of these teams today?
Arkansas State, with how well they are throwing and going in the air, again, 360 yards a game, that's 7th most in the country. Georgia Southern looking to apply that quarterback pressure, which we just saw on that last drive. Meanwhile, Georgia Southern scored 7 of their 8 touchdowns this season on the ground. Arkansas State needs to make stops on defense.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And a gain of about 3 yards for J.D. King. King came back last week in his first game on the year against Louisiana. 6 carries for 23 yards. How important was it to have King back on the field for Georgia Southern?
Well, King only had 8 touches. They were momentum shifters. Anytime you get him on the field, Coach Willie says they're a better ball club.
Second down, handoff to King again. Breaks through a couple of tackles, then he's sent down at the 29-yard line. So gain of 5 makes it 3rd down and 1 for Georgia Southern.
King coming off an injury, and in his first game back last week, Coach Whitley said it was a confidence issue with him. However, after he took his first hit, he realized he's okay, and I'm back.
Justin Tomlin making his 3rd start on the season. Missed the first 2 games on the year. Redshirt junior from Decatur, Georgia. 3rd and 1, handoff to King again. Bounces to the outside. He may be short of the first down. And they say he will be short. 4th down and 1 in situations like this. Amy, should the Eagles go for it?
Dangerous situation for Georgia Southern. They're going to go for it. They're going to have to make sure that they do it with confidence. Arkansas State is a team that you don't want to allow any wiggle room with.
The Eagles are 6 for 14 on 4th down conversions. They were 1 for 5 last week against Louisiana. 4th and 1, handoff to King, and he got stopped. Getting pushed back, and once again Arkansas State, the great stop there. Caleb Bonner on the tackle. And no, they're going to say that he did get it, so forward progress gives King a first down for Georgia Southern. Bonner thought he had it, but they reversed the call.
Going for it, paid off for Georgia Southern, using the run game to power their way through for that important first down.
So King heavily involved in those first couple of plays. Almost a jump from the Red Wolves defensive line. Tomlin going to throw to the far side. Is caught by Caleb Hood, and he's taken out of bounds at the 38.
Coach Jones said it's important for his team not to sleep on the pass. While Georgia Southern is known for running a run-heavy offense, never underestimate Tomlin and his arm.
18th reception on the year for Hood. Hurry-up offense for the Eagles. This time, Jalen Green, and he is taken down short of the first down.
Good job by Green being able to break left and find an open lane and pick up some nice yards.
Green was a key player in the Eagles' loss last week against Louisiana, but 3 touchdowns and 186 yards on the ground and 18 carries. 3rd down and 1 for Georgia Southern. Green still in the backfield. Man in motion is Hood. Tomlin keeps himself, pitches out to Hood, and Hood will get the first down. Offensive coordinator Doug Ruse talked about how Hood needed to get heavily involved in the offense.
Hood is a player that Georgia Southern knows that they can always rely on. He's accurate, he's good on his feet, and is able to find those open gaps on the field.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Tomlin hands off, this time Logan Wright. Wright breaks open. Open field, Wright going to get down to the 10, all the way inside the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Logan Wright on his first carry of the game. Takes it 59 yards, but a flag is down back at the 43.
Holding defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So it's on the defense. So touchdown, Georgia Southern. Logan Wright, his 3rd touchdown on the season.
Georgia Southern running back Logan Wright showing off the speed. As soon as he found that open lane, there was no catching him on that run.
59 yards to the house. Alex Rader setting up for the PAT. Kick is up, and it's good. Georgia Southern, after a big 3-and-out stop on defense, first series on offense, take a 7-0 lead. Logan Wright breaking tackles and taking it to the house for the Eagles. Logan Wright, 59-yard touchdown run for Georgia Southern. We saw multiple running backs in the first drive for Georgia Southern. Amy, how important is that to open up the running game on your offense?
It's great to have so many different options to be able to throw off the Arkansas State defense. And again, keep in mind, Arkansas State hasn't faced a lot of rushing teams yet this season. Coach Jones says this is the first true test for their run defense.
And your defense has given up over 200 yards a game. Logan Wright, 3rd touchdown on the year. Kick will sail out of bounds. So Arkansas State will take it at the 25.
Arkansas State giving up 42 points a game coming into this matchup. But keep in mind, they're also scoring over 30 points a game.
Receiving team has elected to take the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
Correction, ball will be taken at the 35. Wayne Winkler, the referee for today's game. Blackman back out there as quarterback. Arkansas State's gone with a 2-quarterback system in the first couple of games. They stuck with Blackman all throughout the match at Tulsa last week.
And Blackman had a career-high performance.
1st down and 10 pass is caught on the far side to Jeff Foreman, his 17th reception on the year.
And going back to what I was saying about Blackman coming off that career-high performance at Tulsa, he passed for a career-best 321 yards on 23 of 37 passing for a pair of touchdowns.
Gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Blackman will pass again. He finds Rucker up the middle. Rucker breaks a tackle. Almost broke another. Anthony Wilson, a touchdown-saving tackle. But a huge gain for Arkansas State. Gets it all the way out to the 24.
Watch Rucker wide open, able to take it, and steps on the gas. Luckily, Georgia Southern able to make a stop.
After a big gain for Rucker, 1st and 10 at the 24. Blackman drops back. Blackman throws to the near side. It's caught by Valence Hunt, and Hunt working to get a 1st down. Does he get it? Yes, he will. Valence Hunt transfer from TCU, his 21st reception on the year, fresh set of downs for the Red Wolves. First and 10 from the 11. 2 receivers on the far side. Marcel Murray in the backfield next to Blackman. Play clock at 2. I believe Butch Jones called a timeout for Arkansas State.
Arkansas State, there first.
So some communication issues from Arkansas State pre-snap.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
So 2 timeouts remain for Arkansas State. First drive, they get all the way downfield. They almost have a touchdown in the end zone. Receiver drops it. They go for a 39-yard field goal, and they miss. What's going to be the key for the Red Wolves here moving forward? 4:50 to go in the first quarter.
Arkansas State needs to make sure their offensive line make sure that they're going to stay consistent in not allowing Georgia Southern to get to their quarterback in Blackman. He needs to have that time to be able to find his receiver, or if they're going to stay on the ground, make that time to have an open lane into the end zone.
This is the 6th all-time meeting between Georgia Southern and Arkansas State. Interesting fact, the first meeting was in the 1986 National Championship game. Georgia Southern would win that title game 48-21. It was the second national championship under Irk Russell. The Eagles went back-to-back that year, winning in 85 and then in 86. Out of the timeout, 1st and 10, handoff to Murray. Murray is stuck and taken down by Parker Devine.
Georgia Southern's nose tackle, and Parker Devine said, I don't think so on that play. Once again, Georgia Southern finding ways to make huge stops defensively when Arkansas State is in the red zone.
Arkansas State balanced on offense between passing and running the ball. However, they find more success in the air than on the ground. Blackman on 2nd down, hesitates, throws, and that is over the head of Reed Tyler. Great coverage by Kadri Jackson for Georgia Southern, a flag on the play. Officials discussing who the flag is on.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 60. 15-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Wyatt Lubke called for the penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct.
And when you're in the position to score, that's where you have to make sure you're not making any emotional errors on your end.
Red Wolves had 5 penalties for 35 yards last week against Tulsa. So that takes them all the way back to the 26. 2nd down and 24 for Arkansas State. Blackman, 3-step drop, looks to his left, finds a man in Lamar. Lamar has some blockers. Lamar gets through, gets tripped up, and they're able to gain some of those yards back. Seem to be taken down at the 12.
Thanks to the offensive line in Arkansas State. Blackman, look at all the time he has to connect with Alan Lamar for the nice gain as he dives his way through.
Ball is actually going to be placed at the 14, so 3rd and 13 for the Red Wolves. They were stopped in their previous drive. Blackman throws across the middle and incomplete. Foreman was there. Didn't seem like he was ready. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Blackman intending that pass for wide receiver Jeff Foreman, but was far back, still not able to extend enough to be able to get there for the pass.
Blake Grupe missed a 39-yard field goal. This one from 31. Kick is up, and this time, Grupe connects. Arkansas State on the board. 7-3, Georgia Southern with 3:25 left to play in the first quarter. More after the break on ESPN+. Look at Butch Jones having a word with his offensive lineman, making his Sun Belt Conference debut. Arkansas State with a ton of history in the Sun Belt Conference. They have the all-time wins in Sun Belt history of 90, 5-time conference championships, but they haven't won since 2016. Amy, what does Jones need to do to get the Red Wolves back to that level from years ago?
Jones looking to utilize his 11 years of head coaching experience and installing that into the Arkansas State program. He said he's just learning more about the team as they go, and the program's making big strides. Wants to see his team more successful at running the ball and making those big stops on defense.
Spent the last 3 years at Alabama, 2 as an offensive analyst, 1 year last year in 2020 as a special assistant to head coach Nick Saban. But like you said, Power 5 experience as a head coach, 2013 to 2017 as a head coach at Tennessee, 2010 to 2012 at Cincinnati, and 07 to 09 at Central Michigan.
Coach Jones knows how to turn players into winners. He's coached a combined 77 all-conference honorees and help of this 27 NFL draft picks.
First down and 10 from the 25 for Georgia Southern, back out on offense following the Arkansas State field goal. Tomlin takes the snap, hands off the middle. To the left side goes Logan Wright. Wright gets out to the 30. Gain of 5 for Georgia Southern. Man down for the Red Wolves. It's Caleb Bonner.
You could see Logan Wright carefully trying to remove himself from the pile. Shows why now with Caleb Bonner still down.
Gets up on his own power. Bonner, senior from Reform, Alabama.
Coming into this game has 20 total tackles, 8 of those solo, 12 assists. Important player for Arkansas State.
So Wright, a gain of 5, his second carry in the quarter. His first when he took it 59 yards to the house. Diamondback formation for Georgia Southern. Wright again, powers through the left side and works his way through, and he has more room. Going down the 45-40, still on his feet. Logan Wright all the way to the 11, and he's taken out of bounds. Another big gain for Logan Wright.
Watch Logan Wright as he's able to break left. Once he sees that he's able to get through, there's no looking back. He's saying, I'm going all the way to the house as Arkansas State tries to take him down before finally pulling him out of bounds.
One thing that stands out about Wright is his power. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds, and has the speed to balance it as well. First and 10 from the 11. Handoff this time to J.D. King. King gets through for a few yards. 5th carry in the quarter for King.
King looking to find his groove. Again, this is just his second game back, coming off of an injury so far entering this game. Had only 6 rushing yards. Looking to get back on track to his winning ways.
Short gain, only 1 yard. So that first and 10 was actually at the 10-yard line, so second and goal for Georgia Southern. Tomlin running to his right, breaks in, and he gets stopped. Bonner, who stepped out for a play, back in and makes the tackle.
Well, Tomlin called his own number. Watch Arkansas State's linebacker Caleb Bonner. He's able to come in and pull Tomlin down before he's able to get any farther.
Breaks away from Bo Johnson, whose assignment was to block Bonner, and gets to Tomlin. Only a gain of 1. 3rd and goal. Tomlin drops back, looks to his left, and overthrows Johnson.
Tomlin looking for that connection in tight end Johnson for Georgia Southern. Again, just overthrown, a little too high.
The Eagles will bring out the kicking team. This will be a 25-yard field goal for Alex Rayner. He missed his 52-yard field goal last week against Louisiana, was blocked. He's 1 for 2 on the season so far. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Georgia Southern 10-3 lead with 1:03 remaining in the first quarter. How about the big plays from Logan Wright in the first two drives for the Eagles? Last week it was Gerald Green. This week it's Logan Wright. Amy, we talked about the running back room for Georgia Southern, but how important is it to have different guys step up at different moments?
Showcasing that versatility in the running back room. While you said Gerald Green had his lights out performance last week, Logan Wright stepping into this game saying, watch out, I'm coming in and breaking my way through to make big plays for my team. So you can see him making this big run here that set up the Georgia Southern Eagles for a nice field goal. Logan Wright, just one of those players who comes with so much power, and Coach Whitley said he's just an explosive player.
Last week, just 8 carries for 25 yards. So far in the first quarter, 3 carries, 118 yards. At the 59-yard touchdown run. And then in the recent drive for Georgia Southern, another big game.
He's almost doubled the amount of yards that he had coming into this game so far this season.
59 and 54 yards, the big carries for Wright. That ball kicked into the end zone. Arkansas State will take a knee. So Lamar won't take that one out. So for the Red Wolves, Blackman back out to lead his team in the first quarter. First drive, 39-yard field goal, no good. Second drive, Red Wolves put 3 on the board. First and 10 from the 25. Blackman looks to his left, fires, and it's caught by Adam Jones, and Jones powers his way through for a gain of about 9. Adam Jones, the redshirt freshman from Knoxville, transferred of Central Michigan, and one of the 3 sons of head coach Butch Jones.
Yeah, Coach Jones, just one of 9 FBS head coaches in the nation with a son currently on the team.
Second down and a carry up the middle. It was 2nd and 4, and Perry gets the first down. So on the first down play, Jones tried to push for extra yards, but was called out only for a gain of 6. But Perry, the freshman from Germantown, Tennessee, runs to the middle for a first down. Ball now at the 40-yard line. 20 seconds to go. This may be the final play of the first quarter for Arkansas State. Blackman, plenty of time. Pressure, and he has to throw it away. Right up the middle, A.J. Watkins giving Blackman a hard time.
Blackman looked as if he thought he had all the time in the world. However, Georgia Southern sneaks up on him.
Second down.
So no call for intentional grounding. That's what some of the fans are upset about. They thought that there should be an intentional grounding call on the dump out by Blackman. But second down and 10 for Arkansas State. 4 wide receivers. Fake handoff. Blackman throws at the middle, and he has Jones wide open, caught at the 32.
That time, Blackman's O-line said, hey, we've got your back in this one. That time, allowing plenty of time for Jones to be wide open for the catch.
Great field position for Arkansas State. That will end the first quarter, but Georgia Southern, a 10-3 lead in the Kevin Whitley era. Second quarter coming up after the break on ESPN+. Welcome back on ESPN Plus. Start of the second quarter. Arkansas State has a deep receiving group as well compared to Georgia Southern's running group. Amy, how difficult will it be for the Eagles to stop the passing game?
Because Arkansas State is good at separating and getting open, it's key for Georgia Southern to stay on their players.
First play of the second quarter with a pass out to Rucker. Rucker, not much room to work. It's going to be a loss of 2 yards. Final play of the first quarter with a 28-yard completion to Adam Jones. Blackman, 9 for 13 with 125 yards in the first.
Georgia Southern going to be tested on defense when going up against Blackman. He can push the ball around, he can get out of trouble, and keeps eyes down the field and looking for open guys.
2nd and 12. Blackman down the near side. Pass is caught by Foreman. And Foreman taken down out of bounds. Arkansas State averages 360 yards in the air per game.
And Georgia Southern is a team that's given up 327 yards in the air per game.
So we know for Georgia Southern, they've had trouble stopping the passing game. Had trouble against Louisiana last week in that 28-20 loss. Levi Lewis threw for 3 touchdown passes. 1st down and 10. Blackman, pass is caught in the middle, and a tackle at the 3. Foreman again on the reception, but a flag on the play thrown at the 28.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 93. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And it's going to go on A.J. Watkins for Georgia Southern.
Tough call for Georgia Southern. That's where you have to be so disciplined on defense, especially when you're this close to being backed up into your own end zone. Watkins getting the call there. Great job by Arkansas State's Jeff Foreman on completing the pass.
1st and goal at the 2. Man in motion. Blackman looking, fires, passes incomplete. Hunt was the intended receiver. Baker breaks it up for the Eagles.
Georgia Southern cornerback Daryl Baker Jr. coming into this game with 14 tackles, 2 for loss. A dominating player on defense.
Player, 2nd down.
I thought that there was an illegal player downfield. There was not for Arkansas State. Second and goal. 3rd time in the red zone for the Red Wolves. They're 1 for 2 on the 31-yard field goal by Groupie. This time Blackman passes. This time has his man. Touchdown, Corey Rucker.
Corey Rucker has been lights out for Arkansas State. Looks like there was a ruling, though.
Well, the ruling on the field is a touchdown. Here's another look.
Again, Rucker keeping it clean, able to extend himself for the pass. Get the touchdown.
Notice that's where Arkansas State's been beating Georgia Southern in the middle. Back-to-back slant routes. This time Rucker with the completion, his 5th reception touchdown on the season.
Rucker was the Sun Belt Conference Offensive Player of the Week in their season opener with 3 touchdowns over Central Arkansas. Know that that is a number Arkansas State is always looking for to be open.
Groupie on the PAT. Kick is up and is good. Arkansas State ties things up. A minute and some change gone in the 2nd quarter. Eagles will receive after the break on ESPN+. Arkansas State ties it up off the 2-yard pass from Blackman to Rucker. And for the Red Wolves, it's their 3rd straight road game. Amy, how challenging can it be for a team when you're playing 3 straight road games in 3 weeks?
As a former college athlete, I know when you're on the road, it's very different. You're not in your original routine. You're not sleeping in your own bed. It can create a lot of uncomfortable situations. So it's important to just control what you can control, make sure you're getting your rest, and keep a good mental headspace.
Get this, after this game today, they have a short week back at home facing Coastal Carolina on a Thursday night. Ball is fielded by Najee Thompson. He gets taken down in the 25-yard line.
And this is the first time since 2004 Arkansas State has had to open with 4 straight road games.
Head coach Butch Jones was not happy about the way the scheduling was done going into this year.
3 straight road games. But being a team that is not used to having to be on the road, especially when you're opening the season, that's when you're trying to figure out your team and fix things up in that non-conference play. Doesn't make it any easier when you're on the road.
Was at Washington, at Tulsa last week, and now in Statesboro against Georgia Southern today. 1st and 10 for 25 for the Eagles. Here's Cam Ransom, the true freshman, in the gun behind center, takes a snap, hands off to J.D. King on the left side. King gets to the 30. 6 rushing attempt for King. It's a gain of about 4.
Ransom under center coming into this game. He was the only Georgia Southern quarterback with a pass touchdown. That came in the first game versus Gardner-Webb.
Ransom, more of a passer than a runner. This time he throws the Hood, and it's short to Hood. Got a lot of praise from offensive coordinator Doug Roos. And Roos said that Ransom has been guaranteed the number 2 quarterback role, seeing about 25 to 30% of the snaps on offense. Third down and 6 at the 30. Trips right, man in motion is Derwin Burgess for Georgia Southern. Handoff to King. King works his way through some tackles, and he may have enough for the first down. Let's see where they mark it. They say he will get the first down.
Ransom on the snap, hands it right off to J.D. King, able to break his way through. Picks up a nice couple of yards.
Great vision by King, able to follow the blockers. Gain of 8 on the carry. Ransom will drop back, throws to his left. It's caught by Burgess. Burgess breaks some tackles. Burgess still on his feet and taken down at the 48, excuse me, the 43.
Ransom doing a nice job of mixing it up under center, from showing off the run game to the pass game. This time, Ransom with the pass to Derwin Burgess Jr., the wide receiver, able to make the catch. Again, another big pickup for Georgia Southern.
Gain of 18. First completion of the day for Ransom. He stays in. Handoff to Wright. Wright breaking tackles. He gets across for a first down.
This is when Arkansas State's defensive line needs to come together and find an answer for this Georgia Southern offense, who's being able to find so many open gaps. It's going to come down to sticking with your blocks and showing that toughness.
7th first down for the Eagles. 161 yards on the ground in the first half. Ransom handoff again. This time nowhere to go is Wright, smothered by multiple defenders, led by Kevon Bennett.
This time the Redwoods able to make that correction and find an answer against Georgia Southern's offense to make a big stop.
Wright gets back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain. 2nd down and 10 from the 34. Ransom running to his right, now drops back. He throws. Nobody there, was intended for Hood. Great coverage by Jarius Romanek.
Jarius Romanek did a nice job of sticking with Hood, making sure that his body was positioned between Hood and the ball, not allowing any open room.
Romanek with an interception last week, sophomore from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 3rd and 10, 4 receivers out for the Eagles, 3 on the near side. Emil Smith in motion. Ransom drops back, has plenty of time, throws, and it's caught by Hood, and Hood gets enough for an Eagles first down.
How about the pocket vision from Ransom? Able to stay calm under pressure. And then Caleb Hood just able to pop up real quick for the catch.
Able to break through a tackle from Bonner to get a first down. Ball is at the 23. Hood with an 11-yard reception. Ransom still in at quarterback. Handoff to Gerald Green, and Green finds the outside for an Eagles touchdown. Gerald Green from 23 yards.
Gerald Green coming off a career-high performance last week against Tulsa. He had 4 touchdowns. Watch him here make his first touchdown in this game. Finds the wide-open lane on the right side, goes into the end zone untouched.
Even Caleb Kelly from way back knew that it was an Eagles score. 4th touchdown on the year for Green. Kick is up, and it is good. Georgia Southern, a 17-10 lead. 9:41 left to play in the second quarter. More after the break on ESPN+. Gerald Green with his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. This one a 23-yard touchdown coming off of an explosive game against Louisiana. Amy, what did Coach Kevin Whitley say about the running back room entering today's game?
Coach Whitley said he's excited about the entire running back room. It's one of the strongest positions for his team. He said Green, though, especially has that speed on the outside that can make players miss if given space, and that's exactly what we just saw on his last touchdown.
A familiar name as the running backs coach for Georgia Southern. Fabian Upshaw was a former quarterback for Georgia Southern in the mid-2000s, coming from Tulane in his first season with Georgia Southern.
Coach Whitley giving all the credit to Coach Fabian Upshaw with the running back room.
Mid-2010s to be exact. Was also the MVP of the first bowl game for Georgia Southern, the GoDaddy Bowl in 2015. Touchback. So Arkansas State will look to answer back from the 25. Back and forth battle throughout the first half. Red Wolves last time out. 2-yard touchdown pass from Blackman to Rucker. Man in motion is Stevenson. Handoff up the middle. Johnny Lang, plenty of space. Tackled at the 40. First down, Arkansas State.
Both Georgia Southern and Arkansas State trying to figure out how they can anchor their lines. If given any wiggle room on either side of the ball, it's dangerous.
No huddle for Arkansas State. This time a throw to the near side, caught by Jones. Tackled at the 45 by Tyler Bride. Bride with a sack last week against Louisiana.
This game, very fast pace. Both Arkansas State's offense and Georgia Southern running that no-huddle offense.
And this time, Lang, nowhere to go, was eaten up behind the line of scrimmage. Taken down by Dylan Springer.
You watch Springer make his way in for the big takedown.
Springer along with Eldrick Robinson. Robinson had a big game last week against Louisiana, leading the team with 9 tackles. 3rd down and 3. Jones in motion, trips right. Blackman looking towards his right. Running out of time, throws, and it's caught. Jones stays in and a flag thrown as Blackman gets helped up by his teammates.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 2. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Justin Ellis called for roughing the passer, so the Red Wolves get 15 extra yards.
Justin Ellis came in big with the hit, gets the call. Watch James Blackman when he falls hard. He's able to get back up on his own, but his teammates rush right over to him.
I'm not sure if that should be roughing the passer. Ellis got him at a pretty good moment, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 at the 39. Blackman throws, passes caught by Hunt. Hunt a short gain of 3 yards.
Valence Hunt, a transfer from TCU.
Make it 4 yards. The 16th completion for Blackman in the first half. 16 for 21, 172 yards. 2nd and 6. Blackman fires in the middle and it's intercepted! Tyrell Davis! And that's the Eagles' first takeaway of the season.
Coming into this game, Georgia Southern had yet to make an interception, and that's something that Georgia Southern defensive coordinator Scott Sloan said that he needs to see his defense make. Not only does it give Georgia Southern back the possession of the ball, but it's a huge momentum shifter.
Scott Sloan talked about the ball not falling their way. They led the nation in takeaways last year. Davis, first on the season, first for Georgia Southern in 2021.
Tyrell Davis with a great read on defense.
First down and 10 for Georgia Southern at the 13. Big momentum shift and a flag on the play prior to the snap.
Illegal substitution. The offense had more than 11 players in the formation. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The Eagles had too many players on the field, so they'll go 5 yards back to the 8.
Not the mistake you want to make after having that huge momentum shifter in the interception. Again, that comes down to what Coach Whitley said coming into this matchup that he wants to see with his team, more organization and discipline.
Make it 1st and 15 on the Eagles' own 8-yard line. Run outside to Green. He's in the end zone. He's got to get out of there, and he gets pushed out at the 2. Oh, no. Green colliding with one of those carts.
Arkansas State pushed Green into dangerous territory as he was running through his own end zone. When he was able to sneak out, get out onto the 2-yard line, watch him fall right into the cart, parked right on the sideline.
Kevon Bennett and Anthony Switzer on the tackle, pushing Green out of bounds. Green still getting looked at. Clock is running. So it's 2nd down and 21 for Georgia Southern, back on their own 2. Tomlin back in, deep pass thrown and caught from Caleb Hood at the 39.
A huge response by Georgia Southern. Caleb Hood making the huge catch, moving Georgia Southern right up the field.
Ruling on the field was a catch for a first down.
What a catch from Caleb Hood, the junior from McDonough. Officials are going to review the play to see if Hood came down with possession of the ball.
A huge play for Georgia Southern. That was for 34 yards.
Now, one positive for Georgia Southern fans, Gerald Green is up and in the huddle. Scary moment there as he was pushed into one of those carts on the side.
After video review, the pass was incomplete. The ball hit the ground.
And the official will overturn the decision. So Hood unable to hang on.
Watch Hood try to make the catch, not able to gain control of the ball for the call to be incomplete.
Yeah, initially, it looked like he had it, but coming down, just could not hang on. 3rd down and 21 for the Eagles. Under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Tomlin fires, pass is batted up, and incomplete. So Georgia Southern off the interception from Tyrell Davis. Can't get it going on offense, and we'll see our first punt from Anthony Beck. Beck had 4 punts against Louisiana, averaged about 46 yards per kick. Deep in his own end zone. But Beck has a leg, and it was deflected off of his own man. And that's going to be a safety for Arkansas State. Something I've never seen. We'll look at it again after the break on ESPN Plus. 17-12, Georgia Southern with the lead. Well, it's rare enough where we see a safety in college football, but this is even more bizarre. Anthony Beck tried to punt it out, and it went off of C.J. Wright. So 17-12, Georgia Southern.
Because that ball was deflected off of C.J. Wright out of bounds, that was an automatic safety for Arkansas State.
It left us speechless in the booth. Just seeing that. It was already a tough drive for Georgia Southern, being sent back to their own 2. But Arkansas State, great field position. After the safety, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 47. Allen Lamar was on their return, got about 15 yards. 2 running backs. One on the left and right of Blackman. He'll drop back. Blackman, plenty of time. Blackman fires, and incomplete. Darrell Baker Jr. was on the coverage. Valence Hunt went down.
Valence Hunt had no room to separate to be able to try to get open for that pass.
Blackman 16 for 23, 172 yards, a touchdown and a pick in the first half. 2nd and 10. Man in motion, Stevenson, low snap. Blackman, running back screen, finds Lamar. Lamar breaks a tackle and collides. And taken out of bounds, Tyrell Davis on the tackle.
Blackman able to get the ball out to Allen Lamar. Tries to get some more yardage, but not able to get through Georgia Southern's defense coming into this game. Lamar leading the team in rushing. However, he's showing off, too, that he's just as good a receiver.
2nd reception for Lamar. Gain of 4. 3rd down and 6. Blackman drops back. Fires deep downfield. Does he have a man? No! Flag on the play, however. Seth Robertson was covering Hunt. That may be pass interference on the Eagles.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Georgia Southern, Seth Robertson trying to keep it clean, however, was not able to get himself in position. As you take another look, all over Hunt as he tries to make the pass.
Georgia Southern only had 4 penalties for 29 yards last week against Louisiana, but it was in crucial moments when those penalties were made. So another crucial penalty, 1st and 10 at the 34. Stevenson, nowhere to go. Tackled by Davis.
Georgia Southern's Tyrell Davis all over that play. Just a freshman of Harrisburg, North Carolina.
Yeah, how about the first half Davis is having? There have been multiple freshmen that stepped up in the last couple of weeks for Georgia Southern. 2nd and 10, Blackman, short pass. On the outside goes Hunt. Taken out near the 20. That's a first down for the Red Wolves.
Hunt is a go-to player for Arkansas State. Watch Hunt able to free himself up wide open. Georgia Southern has to stay on him. But great job by Arkansas State. Their line being able to create an open lane for Hunt.
Third reception for Hunt in the first half. From the 19, Blackman throws deep towards the end zone. Caught! And touchdown again, Corey Rucker. Second in the game, this time for 19 yards.
Blackman and Rucker, a huge duo for Arkansas State. Blackman just making it look easy in the pocket with all the time, thanks to his linemen. Take another look. Blackman with plenty of time, able to utilize that great vision he has under center and connects with Rucker right in the end zone untouched.
Second touchdown pass for Blackman. He now has 210 yards in the air. Groupie on the kick. PAT is up and good. So a 9-point swing for Arkansas State. First a safety to a 19-yard pass to Rucker. They lead 19-17. 4:38 left to play in the second quarter on ESPN+. Back and forth battle in the first half. Arkansas State retaking the lead 19-17. Corey Rucker, 6 catches, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The second being a 19-yard reception to put the Red Wolves on top.
Rucker leading the Arkansas State offense on the receiving end. Georgia Southern going to have to call his number. They want to get a stop on Rucker and Blackman, the duo showing off in this game.
Tristan Matson sends it deep for the Red Wolves. Caleb Hood will take a knee in the end zone. 4:38 to play in the second quarter. Georgia Southern will start from the 25. Amy, how do the Eagles respond here with that much time remaining in the half?
Just play clean and disciplined football. This is a time where you don't want to get too caught up in the scoreboard, feeling rushed that they have to make something happen. This is a time where you just want to make sure that you come out, make sure you control possession, but keep it clean.
Both teams, both offenses sticking to their strong suits. Arkansas State in the air, Georgia Southern on the ground, 178 yards on the ground. Justin Tomlin takes a snap. Hands off to Logan Wright. Wright has room. Wright still on his feet and taken down at midfield. Big 25-yard gain for Logan Wright. Another big play.
Watch Logan Wright as he breaks away. Multiple Red Wolves get on him. However, he makes it a task to be able to get taken down.
Ball is stripped out from Caleb Hood. They say it's complete and a fumble. Who has the ball? Arkansas State says they have the ball. And they're going to rule it incomplete.
On the field is an incomplete pass.
Eagles ran the no-huddle offense, hurry-up offense. Quick pass to Hood. You're stripped at the end by Romanek.
Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes.
Thought it was a fumble, instead
seconds.
ruled incomplete.
4:13 on the game clock, please.
With that no-huddle offense, that's when you have to be careful, especially in situations like this with under 5 minutes left before the half, to keep a clean football.
2nd and 10. Tomlin will keep. Ran to his own lineman, still on his feet, breaks to the near side. Tomlin taken down at the 40. So A 24-yard run from Logan Wright. Now Tomlin has to step aside with his helmet being taken off. Nonetheless, a first down for Georgia Southern again.
Tomlin showcasing he's putting his team on his back in this drive, running so hard that his helmet was even knocked off. That was rushing for 10 yards. A nice game by Tomlin.
First and 10 at Arkansas State's 41. Cam Ransom in at quarterback. Handoff to Logan Wright. Wright breaks free. Logan Wright to the 10. Breaking to the outside. Right in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Eagles retake the lead, and this time Wright, his second rushing touchdown on the day.
Logan Wright finding that open gap, sneaking through, and even with the Red Wolf on him, he's able to pull himself into the end zone. A 41-yard touchdown.
Logan Wright just 7 carries, but 193 yards on the ground.
Watch Wright as he breaks left, steps on the gas, knows that it's one-on-one now. Just outside the end zone, he says, I'm not going down unless I'm inside. Gets the touchdown.
Had one man to beat, and that was E.J. Alexander. PAT is up and good. Georgia Southern retakes the lead. All they need is over a minute to get downfield. On that drive, Logan Wright had a 24-yard run, and then the 41-yard touchdown run. It seemed like every time Wright has the ball, he is a force to be reckoned with and can be taken down.
Wright makes it right for Georgia Southern. He's able to find the answers and is really putting the team on his back. You also have to give credit to the O-lineman who's being able to create those open spaces.
We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Interim head coach Kevin Whitley told this team, why not us? Using what happened earlier this week as fuel and momentum going into the day against Arkansas State, and they have proven it so far in the first half.
Coach Whitley said, hey, this can make or break our team. He said coming into this game, this is a huge opportunity for Georgia Southern to regroup, get better, and turn their season around. Georgia Southern with the chance to do exactly that, now up 24-19 with just under 4 minutes before the break.
3:32 to play in the first half. Eagles only took 1 minute and 6 seconds off the clock. Lincoln Perry gets to the 35-yard line, and now the Red Wolves look to answer back on offense.
Arkansas State with a big opportunity to go into the locker room on a positive note. With under 4 minutes left, hey, if Georgia Southern can do it, why not Arkansas State? They now have time to find their way to march down the field. It's going to be crucial for Georgia Southern not to let up any of those open gaps, because Arkansas State knows how to find those open lanes as well and get off on fast breakaways.
First and 10 from Arkansas State's 35. Blackman fakes the handoff. Plenty of time, throws, passes caught by Foreman. Foreman taken down at the 46. Red Wolves running a no-huddle, hurry-up offense. Blackman on first down, looking to throw deep, and it's intercepted again! This time, Eldrick Robinson. And Robinson still on his feet, gets past the 35. How about the second takeaway for Georgia Southern in the half?
Once again, a huge momentum shifter for Georgia Southern. Blackman getting caught up in the pocket. The pressure is there. It actually looked like Blackman slipped.
Nonetheless, Robinson had 9 tackles, led the team in tackles last week against Louisiana. His first career interception gives Georgia Southern great field position, and there's a turnover chain. Georgia Southern fans have been waiting a long time to see their defense make these kinds of stops.
Coming into this game, not one interception on the season. Now Georgia Southern has 2.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Tomlin keeps it. Flips it out. Caleb Hood. Reversing. Gets taken down to 28. Caleb Hood, that was his 2nd carry on the afternoon. His first one went for 2 yards. That time, he picks up 9. 2nd down and 2. Tomlin hands off at the middle. J.D. King. King gets taken down. And a flag on the play. Sandy Johnson on the tackle. Man, got in the face mask.
Tomlin hands it off to J.D. King. Looks like a face mask.
Right at the very end.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 1. Half the distance to the goal, and an automatic first down.
So King on his 8th carry gets an Eagles first down and then some. .2:15 remaining in the first half. Ball is set at the 5. Make it the 4. Tomlin, hand off to King. King powers his way through in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Eagles starting to open up the lead.
J.D. King coming into this game only had 8 touches as he was coming back from an injury. Just his 2nd game back. Watch him. He's showing, hey, I'm healthy. I'm going to use my body to power my way through into the end zone for the touchdown.
Had a season-ending injury in 2020. Did not play the first 3 games. Comes in the 4th quarter against Louisiana last week, and interim coach Kevin Whitley said that it was a big momentum swinger for the Eagles offense, and King, his first touchdown on the season for 5 yards. So that's the difference for Georgia Southern in the first half. Last year led the FBS with 26 takeaways, didn't have any entering today. But first, the interception by Tyrell Davis, then Eldrick Robinson.
Coach Whitley said coming into this game, Georgia Southern just needs to be able to find their offense and their defense and click. Georgia Southern doing exactly that now, especially on defense, being able to make those 2 interceptions, huge momentum shifters. Georgia Southern rallying together as a team, again, trying to turn this season around after with that 1-3 start, losing their head coach. A positive start for them so far.
The biggest thing is answering the call after the 9-point swing from Arkansas State. First you had the safety, then a 19-yard pass from Blackman to Rucker. And the Eagles answered. Logan Wright with a touchdown. Eldrick Robinson interception. They go their way downfield. J.D. King 5-yard touchdown. So now it's on Arkansas State to see how they answer with 2 minutes to play in the first. Tackled by Najee Thompson on Alan Lamar. There was 4 minutes and 38 seconds remaining, and Georgia Southern scores 2 quick touchdowns. The first one in 1 minute and 6 seconds, the second one in just over a minute and 1 second to be exact.
That just showcasing how wild college football can be. Both these teams hungry for a win. Both 1-3, wanting to go into the locker room in good position.
1st and 10 from the Arkansas State 20. Minute 54 left in the first half. Blackman fires, has an open man, caught by Foreman. He'll go out of bounds.
Again, Arkansas State utilizing that hurry-up offense. No huddle offense. With under 2 minutes left, wanting to play clean football.
Fifth reception by Foreman. Pressure from Blackman. He lets it fly. And it's caught by Foreman. Foreman running to the far side and runs out at the 47.
Very dangerous situation for Blackman. Under a lot of pressure, throws the ball up. Foreman able to come in and make the catch to avoid another Georgia Southern interception.
Two receivers on the near side of your screen. Snap was dropped. Blackman picks it up. Pass is caught. Dahu Green makes his first reception, tackled at the 37. Arkansas State does have 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. Clock starts to run. Blackman and a flag right after the snap. It seems like a man down for Georgia Southern.
Timeout for an injured player.
So it's actually a timeout due to an injured player. Tyrell Davis cramping a bit on the field. Amy, we talked about this before the game started. Georgia Southern has played 2 night games in their first 2 home games against Gardner-Webb and Louisiana. Game time temperature was in the mid-80s, but it was hot today on the field.
When you're playing football in Southeast Georgia in October, you can guarantee if you're kicking off in the later afternoon, it's still going to be warm outside. You have to make sure that when you're warming up, you are stretching well, and staying hydrated throughout the game is key to avoid situations like this.
It's a running joke in Florida when fall begins and those first couple of days feel good. Don't fall for it. It's kind of like false fall.
False fall is what they call it.
And the temperature picked up in the last couple of days. Entering today, it also rained a little bit last night in Statesboro as well.
It's definitely been an interesting fall. And again, it's funny, especially as you look out into the crowd. Sometimes you always catch someone wanting to wear that sweater and have that taste of fall, but not today.
Now wait until late October to bust it back out. So 1st and 10 from the 37. Blackman, plenty of time. He's hit on the throw, and it is 2 men have possession of the ball, 1 for Georgia Southern, 1 for Arkansas State, who came down with it. Johnny Lang for Georgia Southern.
By the offense, 2nd down.
They'll say Lang came down with it. Kadri Jackson for Georgia Southern also had hands on the ball.
Blackman again feeling that pressure. Ball tipped up.
Blackman feeling the pressure again, and this time he's taken down by Justin Ellis. Ellis tipped the ball on the pass on the previous play, and Ellis takes down Blackman and forces Arkansas State to call their 2nd timeout.
Ellis taking over this Arkansas State drive, playing hungry all over on defense.
So timeout called, 52 seconds left in the half. Red Wolves well in field goal range. Blake Grupe hit a 50-yard field goal last week at Tulsa. Take a look here again.
Blackman in trouble. That's when Georgia Southern's defensive end able to break through for the quarterback sack. And that's where we're starting to see a lot of this Georgia Southern senior leadership in their defensive line shine. Justin Ellis, a redshirt senior, and he's just one of a handful on their line. So they're coming in as veterans, knowing what they have to do.
Blackman was sacked 6 times at Tulsa. Sacked here by Ellis. Loss of 5. 3rd down and 8. Blackman fires, going for a home run play. Pass is incomplete. Was going for Foreman. It was broken up by Deontay Bembry.
Foreman waving his hands after not able to make the catch. hoping for that pass interference, but it was clean.
Red Bulls just outside of field goal range. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They're 1 for 3 in fourth down conversions this season. Pressure. Blackman throws. Passes incomplete. We're looking for Rucker and broke up by Jackson.
Blackman once again put in a dangerous situation with the quarterback pressure. Watch Rucker. He has 4 Georgia Southern Eagles on him in that area. 3. Very dangerous situation. Once again, Georgia Southern close to making an interception opportunity.
Anthony Wilson on the stop for Georgia Southern on defense. So 37 seconds remain. The last 2 drives for the Eagles, they only needed 1 minute and 6 seconds and 1 minute and 1 second to get to the end zone for touchdowns. So they show that they don't need much time to go downfield. From the 35, handoff to Jalen White. White breaks the tackle, flag on the play. White taken down at the end by Sammy Johnson. Keep in mind, the Eagles have 3 timeouts left as well.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
But Logan Langmeyer called for holding. Pushes the Eagles 10 yards back.
You can see Tomlin with the handoff to White. And there was holding.
8 seconds taken off the clock. What a second quarter, let alone a first half. Arkansas State with 16 points. Georgia Southern with 21. First and 18 from the 27. Handoff up the middle to White again. They say he's down by the 30, and that's going to end the first half. So Georgia Southern won't use a timeout. But how about the Eagles? They answer the call in the first. They lead 31-19 through one half. We'll recap stats and more after the break on ESPN Plus. Welcome back on ESPN Plus. We are minutes away from beginning the second half between Arkansas State and Georgia Southern. Eagles lead 31-19, but Amy, the second half has been a struggle for Georgia Southern this year. How have the Eagles addressed that situation and looking to change things going forward today?
Georgia Southern has been outscored in the second half by 82-17 and 55-0 in the third quarter. So this third quarter is going to be a huge test for Georgia Southern. Coming into this game, Georgia Southern interim head coach Kevin Whitley said he straight up asked the team what they're not doing well to perform well in the second half. The team got together, they met, and they said that they want to get out more early and stretch in groups. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now on the field. Georgia Southern, the only team utilizing this time right now on the field.
They really want to get going so they don't have a repeat of the previous 4 games. And for Arkansas State, you look at the keys to victory that I was told by head coach Butch Jones. How do you think the Red Wolves have done that so far in the first half?
Arkansas State struggled with remaining disciplined when it came to the line. They were able to have multiple breakthroughs by Georgia Southern, able to get through for that quarterback pressure. If Arkansas State can really get their offensive line to hold their blocks and let Blackman have that time that he needs in the pocket to find an option, things can turn around for Arkansas State.
Well, Blackman was sacked 6 times last week against Tulsa, only taken out once or twice in the first half. And for Georgia Southern, 31 points in the first. And I think one of the biggest things we've seen was the defense. 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions, one by Tyrell Davis and the other by Eldrick Robinson.
Huge for Georgia Southern to pick up those 2 interceptions, because coming into this game, the team had yet to make an interception on the season. Now the Eagles looking to utilize the changes they've made in their halftime routine to come out and have a better second half.
You think about it, those 2 interceptions turn into touchdowns for the Eagles. That's a 14-point swing. And you've seen how those defensive plays have changed the outcome in the first half. The Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. Look at Najee Thompson. Deep to receive, one of the deep men to receive. Tristan Matson. Back to kick. Doesn't get all of it. It was low, rolling towards the 4-3-yard line and rolls out. So Georgia Southern will take it from the 35.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The receiving team is elected to take the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
Should be a unique thing to see for Georgia Southern. They'll get the ball to start the second half. We mentioned their second half struggles this year, but in a good spot right now. First and 10 from their 35. They'll have 2 receivers on the near side, Logan Wright in the backfield next to Tomlin. Man in motion is Bo Johnson. Hand off to Wright. Wright following his blockers. Powers his way through. Gets a couple of extra yards. Gain of 8. That'll put him over 200 yards on the ground.
Wright has been dangerous on the ground. When Wright gets the ball, he's been capable of finding the open gaps to gain a lot of yardage for Georgia Southern. Arkansas State going to have to close in.
4 of his 8 runs have been for over 20 yards. Tomlin keeps options out to King. King gets the first down. Hit as he went out by Antonio Fletcher.
King on the run, able to pick up a few yards for Georgia Southern.
Just 10th carry, 10 carries, 51 yards. Had that 5-yard touchdown late in the second quarter. First and 10 from the 46. Tomlin will keep. Will barely get a few yards forward of progress. Terry Hampton leading the charge for Arkansas State on defense. They'll say it's a gain of 2. Tomlin, that was just his 4th carry. He had 22 against Louisiana last week. Georgia Southern opening things up to their running backs. 2nd and 8, 4 wide receivers. Pitch out to Jalen White. White turned on the Jets. Gets enough for a first down. He'll get taken out by Johnson.
Tomlin on the snap. Out to White. Tries to go up the sideline. However, a bunch of Arkansas State Red Wolves there for the stop.
They'll give it to White again. White, not much yardage, taken down by Kevon Bennett. White, his 4th carry, gain of 2. So we've seen King, Wright, and White this opening drive in the second half for the Eagles. They'll go to King this time. King finds an open lane. Running down the sideline. J.D. King and ball. Well, he gets taken out of the helmet that went off. King wanted that end zone badly.
You could see King shaking his head. Here he is on the run. Breaks right. Multiple Red Wolves can't catch him until right here as he tiptoes the sideline, taken down just outside the end zone. by Arkansas State's Jarius Romanek.
If he would have stayed in, that would have been a touchdown. Found the pylon. Romanek's helmet went off at the very end. Another big gain of 34 for King. First and goal at the 6. Tomlin keeps it, and he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by Arkansas State, able to read the quarterback keeper and really closing in on Tomlin, not letting up barely any yardage.
So on first down, Tomlin nowhere to go. The Eagles have done very well in the end zone, 2 for 3 in the red zone. Second and goal. Handoff. Quick pass. And it's bobbled to Johnson. They're going to rule it incomplete. Did not have full possession of the ball.
It's an incomplete pass. Third down.
That'll make it third down.
Tomlin steps back, connects with Bo Johnson. The tight end not able to get a good grip on the ball.
Yeah, by the time he had possession, he was already out of bounds. Caleb Hood and Emil Smith on the near side, your receivers. J.J. McAfee on the far side. Hood in motion. Third down. Tomlin keeps. No pressure coming. Rolls out to the near side. He has space. Tomlin, end zone, touchdown, Georgia Southern.
Tomlin showing off his composure, sees the pressure coming, calls his own number, rolls out, and how about the diving finish for the touchdown?
The first points for Georgia Southern in the third quarter this season comes off a 6-yard touchdown run from Justin Tomlin. His second touchdown on the season on the ground. PAT is up and good. The Eagles lead 38-19. They take 4 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock. More after the break on ESPN Plus. Nine-play, 65-yard drive for Georgia Southern to open up the third quarter. They get a huge weight off of their shoulders. Did not score a touchdown in the first 4 games. In the third, and the 6-yard touchdown by Tomlin finally breaks that curse.
It took 4 games for this monumental moment, putting an end to a scoreless streak in the third quarter. Quarterback Justin Tomlin for Georgia Southern putting his team on his back with that diving touchdown.
Whatever they did, leaving the locker room and making their way back on the field, it worked.
Coach Whitley said coming into this game that they were going to make tweaks to their halftime routine, whether it was the stretches or what they might have had in the locker room. Whatever it was, it worked.
Alan Lamar takes a knee in the end zone. This will be the first time we'll see the Red Wolves in the second half. Blackman has already thrown 35 passes, completed 25 of them. 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks. First and 10 at their own 25. Handoff to the left side. Lincoln Perry on the carry. Justin Birdsong in on the tackle. Gain of 3.
Lincoln Perry not able to find any running room.
Second down and 7. Blackman nowhere to go, and he's sacked. Somehow, some way, Dylan Springer able to get hands on Blackman.
Blackman in the pocket, knows the pressure is there, thinks he's safe as his left tackle and Andre Harris Jr. was defending, but Georgia Southern able to escape.
That's pure effort, and that's what interim head coach Kevin Whitley wanted to see from his team.
With a man on, Georgia Southern still able to get the takedown.
Lost of 4, 3rd and 11. Man in motion is Stevenson. 4 receivers for Arkansas State. Blackman rolls out, running, throws, and out of bounds, incomplete. How about that for Georgia Southern's defense after the touchdown by Tomlin, a 3-and-out.
Coming into this game, Georgia Southern defensive coordinator Scott Sloan said one of the main keys is quarterback pressure to stay on top of the receivers. They're doing exactly that.
And an automatic first down.
However, a roughing the passer call on Georgia Southern.
And that's when Coach Sloan comes in and says, while we want you to apply that pressure, don't get carried away, as we saw Blackman getting pushed out of bounds.
A.J. Watkins called for the penalty. That's another pivotal moment that you can't have happen in moments like this. 1st and 10 from the 39.
Number 1 must remain out of the game for 1 play because his helmet came off.
So Blackman's helmet came off, so he had to step out. So we'll see Lane Hatcher for the first time. Hatcher did not play against Tulsa last week. Redshirt sophomore from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hatcher takes a snap, drops back, throws, and incomplete. Foreman got one hand on it, couldn't hang on.
Hatcher tried to find his rhythm off of just that one snap. He's no stranger to being put in those situations. Arkansas State started the season using a 2-quarterback system, so Hatcher is a safety net weapon for Arkansas State when put into tough situations like we just saw with Blackman having to go out.
2nd down and 10. Blackman back in, pressure coming, has to dump it out, does. Finds Perry, and Perry taken down by Anthony Wilson and Michael Edwards.
This time Blackman able to keep more of his composure with the quarterback pressure, connecting with one of his receivers for some yardage.
So Perry, a loss of 1. 3rd and 11 from the near side hash on the 38. Blackman, pressure again, and Blackman sacked. And it's C.J. Wright leading the charge along with Randy Wade Jr.
Coming into this game, Georgia Southern knew that Arkansas State runs a pass-heavy offense, and the keys were to apply the quarterback pressure. Georgia Southern has been all over Blackman in this game, as you see C.J. Wright break through and able to get his hands on Blackman.
Player down for Georgia Southern, down at the Eagles 30. It's Anthony Wilson. Wilson, the redshirt sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina. Gets helped up by the trainer and will walk off on his own power. 8:30 remains in the 3rd. Ryan Hansen back to punt for Arkansas State. Caleb Hood back to receive. Hansen had 5 punts against Tulsa, averaged 45 yards. Hood will catch it at the 29, and a flag on the play. Wayne Winkler, your referee.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 10. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's another penalty on Georgia Southern. It'll push them 10 yards back. So Georgia Southern will have the ball 8:09 in the 3rd after the break on ESPN+. Well, it's not homecoming at Georgia Southern, but it's a homecoming for tight ends coach Andy Kwan for Arkansas State. A former Georgia Southern offensive lineman, was named first team All-Sun Belt Conference in 2016. Amy, how exciting can it be for a former player to come back and face their former team?
It's always special when you get to come back to the place where you got your start in your career, and now it's even extra special as you get to be a coach and help these players create memorable experiences.
First down and 10 for Georgia Southern. Logan Wright tackled at the 25. Tight ends coach Andy Kwan was named tight ends coach back on December 29th of 2020. I would have to assume he had the Georgia Southern game circled on his calendar returning back to Statesboro.
Always fun getting to see your old team.
Second down and 5 for the Eagles at their 25. Tomlin keeps off the fake handoff, throws, and Hood can't hang on.
Hood left wide open. Arkansas State's Jarius Romanek not able to get to him in time. However, Hood not able to make the catch.
Third and 5. Tomlin just 1 for 7 in the air. It's an 8-yard completion. Pitch out to Wright. Wright tackled out before he got to the first down. He got to the 30. He is going to be short. It's 4th down and 2. The Eagles are not going to go for it. They bring out the punt team. So a 3-and-out stop by the Arkansas State defense. Beck has a leg. He's had a couple of punts sent deep over 50 yards. Booms that one downfield. That's going to go all the way back and field it at the 13. And what a tackle by Najee Thompson, sending down Johnny Lang.
Georgia Southern's Najee Thompson not giving Arkansas State's Johnny Lang any room to make a move.
Special teams can always play a factor in a game. We saw in the first half, Beck didn't get the best punt off. It deflected off of C.J. Ryan. It forced a safety. That time, Beck's punt went 60 yards. So 1st and 10 for Arkansas State, back at their 12. 6:45 to play in the third. 3 receivers set. Blackman fires, caught, and taken out. That's Dahu Green with his 3rd reception. 2nd reception, scratch that.
Dahu Green, a redshirt senior for Arkansas State. A good connection by Blackman to Green for a couple of yards.
Had a touchdown last week against Tulsa. It was a gain of 9. Handoff on 2nd and 1. Lamar gets enough for the first down. First and 10, Blackman pressure, and he's sacked. Justin Birdsong and Brandon Wilson there to take him down.
Watch Georgia Southern's Brandon Wilson and Justin Birdsong, 52 and 18 on your screen, just come in and together take down James Blackman.
Eldrick Robinson at the end said, I want some of the fun as well. Loss of 4 for the Red Wolves. 2nd and 14. Trips left on the far side of your screen. Empty backfield. Blackman throws, picked off! And touchdown, Georgia Southern. Quinn Williams takes it to the house. Third interception for Blackman, and that time pick 6.
Georgia Southern's Quinn Williams, a redshirt junior, just leaving enough space to read the pass, come in for the interception, takes it all the way back to the house.
Defense answered the call. The third takeaway for this Eagles D. 22-yard pick 6 for the redshirt junior Williams. Kick is up and blocked. Flag on the play, though. Recovered by Arkansas State's Kenneth Harris. I did see on the far side one of the linemen for Arkansas State jump. It could be offsides.
Offside, defense number 2. Half the distance to the goal, replay the try.
That's on Leon Jones.
Arkansas State showing their hunger and wanting to get back in this game, trying to make any play that they can. However, that time coming off too quick.
Man
Timeout
down for the Red Wolves, Dane Motley. Injured after the blocked PAT. Motley, the redshirt freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia.
As Rayner goes for the kick. Leon Jones able to come in, but was off too quick.
Yeah, tried to read it. Thought he had it. But they'll redo the kick. Rayner kick is up, and that time it's good. It is 45-19. Georgia Southern, 14 points in the third quarter. How will the Red Wolves respond? Find out after the break on ESPN+. Georgia Southern today honoring 4 of their 6 national championship teams. And who's that? Number 4 next to head coach Tim Stowers? Why, it's Kevin Whitley. A part of the 1990 championship team, was a quarterback. And we talked about it earlier, Amy. That was the team that started 1-3, but they would win out and win a national championship.
Since Kevin Whitley has taken over as interim head coach for Georgia Southern, a few of the quotes that he's been saying constantly is, one, why not us? And it's possible. And he's referring back to that 1990 team who started 1-3 and went on to win the rest of the season.
Alan Lamar taken down at the 20. And you got to look back to that 1990 season. 1999, the Eagles went undefeated. That was the final year for Irk Russell. Tim Stowers takes over the 1990 season. They're the number 1 team in Division I AA. They win their first game, but lose to Middle Tennessee State, Florida State, and Eastern Kentucky. And the Eagles answer back and win out, winning the 1990 championship. So he knows, why not us? This Georgia Southern team right now, 1-3, but look how they've answered the call, 45-19 with 5 minutes to go in the third. 1st and 10 at the 20. Blackman throws, finds Corey Rucker. Rucker spins, gets a couple yards, gain of about 4.
Blackman connects with Rucker on the outside. Tries to juke out Georgia Southern, however, can't get past.
Gain of 5 to be exact. 2nd down. Handoff. Up the middle. Nowhere to go for Johnny Lang. Was pushed back by Randy Wade Jr.
Georgia Southern once again showcasing their dominant defense. Arkansas State has to find an answer now with only under 5 minutes left until the fourth quarter.
Forward progress gives Lang a gain of 2. 3rd and 3. Blackman drops back, rolls out, gets tripped up and taken down for a sack. And how about Andrew Johnson for the sack? Another 3 and out by Georgia Southern defense.
Arkansas State has to start protecting James Blackman under center. The quarterback pressure is getting to be too much by Georgia Southern.
They're going to give Johnson the sack, but Blackman just tripped up trying to roll out.
Again, feeling that pressure, not able to stay composed.
Fourth and say 18. Here's a punt by Hanson, almost blocked, dropped at the 45. It rolls back and will go down to the Eagles 39. That's a 4th and 14 nonetheless. Hanson gets the punt off, and the Eagles are back on offense. They have another chance for a score with under 3 minutes in the third quarter.
Georgia Southern with a chance to capitalize on their huge third quarter. Again, coming into this game, they had yet to put up any points in the third. Now Georgia Southern has put up 14 points alone in the third. And you got to give a lot of credit to their linemen, their offensive line, creating those open ways for Georgia Southern to find the end zone.
Cam Ransom back at quarterback for the Eagles. 1st and 10. Handoff, Gerald Green. Green gets out to the 43. Gain of 4.
This time Arkansas State all over on defense for the stop.
I'm going to say it's a gain of 3. Instead, places the ball at the 42. Ransom 2 for 4 in the air for 29 yards. Trips left for Georgia Southern. Man jumps, free play. Ransom, we're going to call it off. Vidal Scott.
Offside. Defense number 42 made contact with an offensive player. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Scott jumping offsides, the junior from Pensacola, Florida.
Going to hit Arkansas State with a 5-yard penalty, as you can see him right there with the early start.
Fell for the hard count. We'll make it 2nd down and 2. Ransom. Hands off, and that play was blown up. Green nowhere to go. Kevon Bennett on the tackle for loss.
Ransom with the handoff. Bennett all over on the play. Great read.
Make it 3rd down and 8 from the Eagles 41. Three receivers for the Eagles. Bo Johnson in motion. Ransom drops back, has some time, throws, and White, did he get it? No, incomplete. Antonio Fletcher and Anthony Switzer there on the coverage. So a quick 3 and out for Georgia Southern.
Back-to-back 3 and outs.
Only 1:45 taken off the clock for that Eagles drive. Anthony Beck set the punt. Johnny Lang back to return. Another high punt from Beck. Lang fields it at the 15, calls a fair catch.
Lang is a player you have to watch. Going back to their game against Tulsa. He exploded out of the gate for a 63-yard punt return for a touchdown. That's less than 4 minutes into the game, so they do have a lot of special teams players that you have to look out for.
Special teams was a key factor for Arkansas State last week, along with the 63-yard punt return by Johnny Lang. Alan Lamar had a 93-yard kick return touchdown. He had 5 returns for 178 yards, was named Sun Belt Conference Special Teams Player of the Week.
And those 178 kickoff return yards by Alan Lamar was the 3rd most in the nation this season.
First down and 10. Blackman, plenty of time. Throws to his left, gets it out. So he did find an open man, decides to throw it out of play. Haven't seen much from Blackman in the 3rd quarter. Only 3 completions in the 3rd, and that pick 6 to Quinn Williams.
Coming into this game, Blackman known for having that great vision in the pocket. However, Georgia Southern not giving him any time.
Second down. Blackman, pocket collapsing, throws, passes, incomplete. And a flag. Seth Robertson, at the very end, on the coverage on Adam Jones.
Pass interference, defense number 20. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
So defensive pass interference.
Watch Georgia Southern, Seth Robertson on the play in blue. You can see his hand come in, gets in the way.
They had the very end as well,
yes,
where he took down Jones,
yep,
where the referee threw the flag. Blackman, passes broken up. Almost another interception for Georgia Southern's defense. Eldrick Robinson was looking for pick number 2.
Blackman has to find an answer. He's trying to stay in the pocket to pass the ball. This might be a time where you start switching up the offense because Georgia Southern is honing in on their line and getting to Blackman quick.
2nd and 10 from the 23. Blackman going to throw it deep downfield and overthrows the intended receiver in Jones.
Blackman doing anything he can to find some sort of spark in his offense.
He's trying to find something to open things up. Like you said, Amy, just to find a spark. Things have not been going the way the Red Wolves in the 3rd quarter so far. 32 seconds remain. Man in motion is Rucker. 3rd and 10. Flag on the play. This might be a free play, and it's blocked and incomplete. Randy Wade Jr. The flag down. See what's on.
Illegal formation. The offense had more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So that's on Arkansas State. 4 men in the backfield. Red Wolves will have to punt.
The illegal formation comes into that discipline. And Arkansas State now you're seeing start to struggle in this pressured situation, knowing that they're down, seconds left on the clock in the 3rd quarter.
I was about to ask, how big is this momentum shift for Georgia Southern? Hansen on the punt. Waved, fair catch by Hood at the 36. But how big, Amy, is this momentum shift for Georgia Southern to be able to come out in the second half? They scored 2 touchdowns. One a 6-yard run by Justin Tomlin, the other a 21-yard pick 6 from Quinn Williams.
This is a new team for Georgia Southern. They're showcasing that they're a new second half team after being a team that wasn't able to have much production in the 3rd quarter. They've flipped the script. They're now hungry. They have a lot more to fight, and that's with their defense. 6 sacks tonight, 3 interceptions.
Defense has been a difference maker tonight. 1st and 10 for the Georgia Southern Eagles at their 37. Tomlin back in at quarterback. Handoff to Jalen White. White gets taken down at the 41. Gain of 4. That is going to run out the clock and end the third quarter. Georgia Southern 45-19 going into the fourth. Eagles look to close it out when we return after the break
This is the
on
end of the
ESPN
third
Plus.
quarter.
Fourth quarter about to begin on ESPN Plus. Danny Wall and Amy Zimmer, Arkansas State making their Sun Belt Conference open. A couple of other teams in the Sun Belt opening up their conference play. What have you seen in the Sun Belt so far today, Amy?
Couple final scores already in. Number 16, Coastal Carolina taking down Louisiana Monroe. Big 59-6 the final from that one up in Atlanta. App State taking down Georgia State 45-16. The only team not in Sun Belt Conference play yet is Troy. They're battling South Carolina right now. Gamecocks up 20-14.
Also a later conference matchup as White breaks out, and he's going to take it to the house for a Georgia Southern touchdown. Jalen White from 59 yards. Two-play, 63-yard drive for Georgia Southern, and only took a total of 30 seconds and 13 off the clock to start the fourth.
Tomlin with the handoff to White. Watch White not able to stay on his feet in that one. Gets up and then breaks away. Just when you thought White was down, he says, I'm taking this all the way to the house for the huge touchdown. A statement made by the Eagles in the fourth quarter.
6 touchdowns on the ground for Georgia Southern. Logan Wright with 2, J.D. King with 1. Justin Tomlin got a 6-yard rushing touchdown. Gerald Green with 1. And how about Jalen White, his first touchdown on the season. The running backs for Georgia Southern explosive tonight.
Coach Whitley said he was confident about the running back room, and now Jalen White making his name known in that room. An incredible run by White. It looked like he was down. Somehow, some way, he was able to stay on his feet. Arkansas State, no chance to catch him before he got to the end zone.
The other game I was going to mention that starts later on tonight in Sun Belt Conference play, Louisiana and South Alabama, but the running backs for Georgia Southern, Jalen White. I mean, offensive coordinator Doug Roos talked about how dangerous these running backs can be. Anybody can go out for an explosive play at any moment.
It's all about finding that connection and to get the team to click. That was the main goal coming into this game, finding a way for Georgia Southern to come together and battle.
And that was Arkansas State's weakness, stopping the run game. They've given up 366 yards on the ground. They've given up over 200 yards on the ground, but 419 yards rushing for Georgia Southern tonight. Some fans would say it looks like the old Georgia Southern from a few years ago. Just what a tremendous game so far for the Eagles. And we still have plenty of action in the fourth quarter to go. That kick goes out of bounds.
Arkansas State now regrouping, knowing that, hey, this game is not over. There's still almost 15 minutes, a whole quarter left in this game. This is a chance for Arkansas State to come back and find an answer against Georgia Southern and get back in.
In moments like this, it's 52-19, right? In moments like this, you just have to find a way to get some positive momentum in the fourth because you have to carry that over into Thursday. It's a short week for Arkansas State. Not only 3 straight road contests, yeah, they come back home, but they have Coastal Carolina coming off a blowout win over Louisiana Monroe. Lane Hatcher in at quarterback now. Handoff up the middle to Marcel Murray. Murray again 3. So I think we can assume a little bit maybe that James Blackman is done after going 28 for 43, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. So Hatcher will get a chance to run the offense in the fourth. Short throw, caught, short of the first down.
Hatcher now getting the call. Arkansas State head coach Butch Jones having to make some sort of a change. What they've been doing up until this point just hasn't been working for the Red Wolves. Now he's hoping to see Hatcher come in and make a difference.
And that was Jack Combs on the reception. 3rd down and 1. Handoff, and he didn't get it. From behind for Georgia Southern was Kevon Glenn. Got hands on the running back, and instead they're going to say that Murray got the 1st down. Able to power and get that 1 yard. Hatcher drops back, throws, and incomplete. Seth Robinson on the cover, looking for Combs again.
Hatcher overthrowing to Combs. This is the time, though, after gaining that huge 1st down for Arkansas State to try to get something going.
Three receivers and 2 running backs for Arkansas State. Man in motion. Hatcher throws. Pass is caught to Combs. Combs still on his feet, running to the sideline. Tackled at the 30-yard line.
A huge gain for Combs. Again, I said it once, I'll say it again. It's not over for Arkansas State. There's still time left in this game, and they're showcasing that on this drive as Combs gets a huge gain.
In moments like today, it's not about how you start, but how you finish. And the Red Wolves want to get points on the board here in the 4th. 36-yard gain. Hatcher to Combs. Hatcher, plenty of time, fires and caught. Tackled out of bounds. And that is Reagan Ely, making his 2nd reception on the season. 1st catch tonight. Flag on the play. That was an 18-yard pass from Hatcher to Ely.
Snap infraction. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Jacob Still called for the snap infraction.
And in moments like this, when you're marching down the field, it's key not to make little mistakes like that.
First and 15 from the 16-yard line. Hatcher drops back, throws, has a man, caught, touchdown, Dahu Green.
Watch Hatcher taking his time in the pocket, finds a wide open Dahu Green in the end zone, makes it look easy coming down with the catch.
Gets past Tyler Bride. 16-yard reception by Green, his 2nd on the year. Kick is up and good. 52-26 now. Eagles up by a lot, but the Red Wolves get on the board in the 4th quarter. Arkansas State, we mentioned numerous times tonight, coming off of a 3-game road trip, the return home. Short week against Coastal Carolina. It doesn't get easy from there.
No, and Arkansas State head coach Butch Jones talked about how challenging this upcoming week is going to be after being on the road for 3 straight games to come back and play a top 25 opponent in Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina, then Louisiana, the favorites in the East and the West division. There you see Caleb Hood. He's now wearing number 23. Had to make a jersey change there for a moment, but Arkansas State showing effort in the fourth quarter. 16-yard touchdown pass from Lane Hatcher to Dahu Green. And that was a big thing that head coach Butch Jones talked about, is just being able to keep that effort through all 4 quarters of football.
Coach Jones told me coming into this game, he tells his team to never look up at the scoreboard, because why allow a scoreboard to dictate the way you play? When there's time left on the clock, it's not over until it's over.
First down and 10. Tomlin hands off to Jalen White. White met behind the line of scrimmage. Romanek takes down White. White actually going to get a gain of 2 yards. So second down and 8. For Georgia Southern, interim head coach Kevin Whitley talked about blocking out the noise.
Georgia Southern, number 23, is back to wearing number 7.
We're just told that Caleb Hood back to wearing number 7, had to switch out just for the kick return. But Kevin Whitley talked about blocking out the noise, what's been going on this past week, and the Eagles have responded tremendously today. Tomlin hands off to White, that time nowhere to go.
Coach Whitley, when he took over as interim head coach, he came in to the locker room and told his team, he told us, it's possible. It's not over until it's over, and that this is a chance for them to continue on through the rest of the season and turn things around. The season's not over. This is just the beginning.
It's a long season, a 12-game season. 4 games in, you're 1-3. That's just the first third of the season. So the next 4 games is how you respond. And you look at how Georgia Southern responded today, doubling the score on Arkansas State. Ball is out, and Hood falls on it in time. I wonder if they're going to say
an incomplete forward pass.
They're going to say it was an incomplete pass rather than a pitch. So fourth down and 8. So a quick 3 and out.
Have to credit Arkansas State's defense for forcing the 3 and out.
Back to punt. Ball will roll forward to the 32. And that's where they'll place it. More after the commercial break. 10:16 to play in the fourth on ESPN+. Back on ESPN Plus, Amy, defense a big factor in the game today, especially on Georgia Southern's side.
Georgia Southern racking up the interceptions. Tyrell Davis had one. Eldrick Robertson here for one. And then Quinn Williams. How about the pick 6?
Back in action on the field. First down and 10 for the Red Wolves. Lincoln Perry on the run. Gain of 1. That's what Georgia Southern was missing from the first 4 games. Those defensive takeaways, and they have seemed to figure it out here against Arkansas State with 3 picks.
A huge momentum shifter.
Second down and 9. Hatcher drops back, plenty of time. Runs to his right, throws, incomplete, out of bounds.
Hatcher with the big test now to help Arkansas State climb out of this 52-26 hole. Under 10 minutes to go in the game.
And both quarterbacks, Blackman and Hatcher, can throw the ball deep. They average 360 yards in the air. They have 368 yards tonight. 39 after 32. Hatcher back, pressure, throws, and caught. Perry in open space. Perry to the 30 and tackled at the 26-yard line. Excuse me, that was Reagan Ely.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 12, 15-yard
And they'll add 15 yards at the end of the play.
Correction, half the distance, automatic first down.
So Ely, the big catch.
Watch Hatcher step back in the pocket, finds Reagan Ely for the big gain. Hatcher taking a little hit there.
That's a mistake that you can't do after the quarterback gets the ball out. You got to let him go. That time Anthony Wilson wanted to lay a helmet on Hatcher, but you can't do that. You want to hang on to this lead. You can't give your opposition any chance to move downfield. 1st and 10. Hatcher looking for the end zone, instead finds Lincoln Perry that time, and Perry in the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas State. The Red Wolves are down, but not out.
Arkansas State responding big time now with Lane Hatcher under center, finding Lincoln Perry for the touchdown. The Red Wolves proving, as you said, Danny, they're down but not out. Also, great to see Arkansas State show some fight in this game.
Kick is up and good. A 13-yard reception from Lincoln Perry. It's 52-33 now. 9:13 left to go in the fourth on ESPN+. Georgia Southern trying to hang on to this lead in the fourth quarter. Following this game, they go on the road at Troy, now South Alabama. But Amy, what can the Eagles do to turn things around before they return home against Georgia State on October 30th?
Win, carry this momentum over. However, it's going to be a tough task for Georgia Southern getting ready to face Troy, who's going to be fired up for their Sun Belt Conference opener, and then a quick turnaround at South Alabama on a Thursday. That's 2 games in the same state back-to-back.
It'll be a short week, and an onside kick from Georgia Southern. Caught up front by Derwin Burgess. Correction, that's Quinn Williams. Both wear number 15 for the Eagles. Williams making the sound decision, receiving the onside kick, and it's going down with it.
Williams climbing the ladder for that one, coming down with it.
The momentum can shift. I mean, the Eagles 1-3. They hang on today. They go to 2-3. You get a win at Troy. You get a win at South Alabama. Then you have a full week and some change to rest, and you're above 500 before Georgia State on homecoming.
As Coach Whitley said coming into this game, anything is possible. He knows it well. He's a player that's been through it, starting 1-3, went on to win 11 games and a national championship. Again, that's saying anything is possible is what Georgia Southern's sticking with right now.
Jalen White breaking open down the sideline, 2015, 10-5, touchdown, Georgia Southern. It only took one play, 47 yards for White.
Right after we talk about how anything is possible, Georgia Southern showcasing why. White unstoppable once again to the house.
Jalen White, just the way he's able to read the blockers, find open field, and turn on the jets. Kick is up and good. Jalen White, 9 carries for 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Flag on the play. We'll see who it's on.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 1. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So roughing the kicker on Sammy Johnson. The 15 yards will be put on the kickoff. How about that from the Eagles? Just as soon as they give up a touchdown on defense, Lane Hatcher on the touchdown pass. Jalen White, Logan Wright, 10 carries, 208 yards. Jalen White, 9 carries for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. J.D. King, Gerald Green, and Justin Tomlin all with rushing touchdowns as well. 7 touchdowns on the ground for the Eagles.
Georgia Southern lights out offensively in this game. Production that we have yet to see from Georgia Southern this season. The last time Georgia Southern put up points was just in their first game with that win over Gardner-Webb, where they had 30 points. Look at the scoreboard now. Georgia Southern almost with 60 points.
28 points in the second half. They have answered their second half struggles that they had in the first 4 games. Turning things around here tonight over Arkansas State.
They talked about that halftime routine, Danny. I'm so curious what it was.
Whatever it was, keep doing it. That's what the message should be. Whatever, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What a first game for interim head coach Kevin Whitley. Ball will bounce in the end zone and out. So Arkansas State will take it back out from the 25. So now we'll see if the Red Wolves can keep their momentum on offense going. Both offenses getting the job done in the fourth. Georgia Southern overall in the second half. And we 1st and 10 from the Red Wolves 25. 9 minutes to play in the fourth. Hatcher throws to the near side. Pass is incomplete. That time, Kahim Waleed couldn't hang on.
Hatcher tries to make the connection with that one-handed grab. Not able to make the catch.
Waleed got a hand on it. Couldn't get it with both hands. 2nd and 10. Hatcher throws downfield and incomplete again. That time, Reagan Ely was open, but turned around at the last second. 3rd and 10. Hatcher, 6 for 11, 131 yards in the air with 2 touchdowns. He was the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year back in 2019 for Arkansas State. Pressure, Hatcher throws, pass is caught by Waleed, but it's not enough for the first down.
Hatcher trying to get something going. Waleed there, but again, just not enough room.
4th down and 3. The Red Wolves are not going to go for it. They're going to punt. First reception on the night for Waleed.
Timeout. Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern going to call a timeout.
It will be 30 seconds.
This is the first time they've used a timeout all game. They didn't use any of the 3 timeouts in the first half. And giving their players a breather here with 8:22 in the fourth.
A very fast-paced game that we've seen a lot of scoring in. Again, coming into this game, Arkansas State has given up 42 points a game, but keep in mind they're a team that can hang, and they're known for putting up points in the second half. They can score over 30 points a game as well.
They've been in shootouts throughout the majority of the games this season. A 40-21 win against Central Arkansas. They lost 55-50 against Memphis. And then last week at Tulsa, a 41-34 loss.
If Arkansas State can make those fixes on defense, they can be a very powerful team.
Hanson, deep punt. Hood will catch it at the 25. So Arkansas State's been known to run up the scoreboard a couple of times this season. Georgia Southern, this is the most points they've scored all year, 59. All the touchdowns have come from the running game.
which Georgia Southern is known for having that fast, powerful offense on the ground. In this game, Georgia Southern seeing it shine.
Eagles offense back on the field. Justin Tomlin staying on the field. 1 for 8 in the air, just an 8-yard pass, but 5 carries, 18 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. Hand off to White. White bouncing to the outside, and White taking out the 45. At this point, the second half may just be called the Jalen White show.
If you're Arkansas State, you are calling White's number 25 in Navy. Wherever he goes, you go. He is the player to stop in this matchup.
Gain of 20 for White. 10 carries, 151 yards.
White having a breakout game.
White gets it again, breaks through, pushes through a tackle, and taken down at the 48.
Arkansas State doing a nice job of closing in on runs up the middle, but it's when it goes to the outside, if they can find an open lane on the outside, that's where Georgia Southern has really soared in this game.
Gain of 6 for White. He was taken down by Jarius Romanek for Arkansas State. Under 7 minutes to play in the fourth. Play clock at 9. White gets it again, this time taken down early. That is Jeff Mario Brown on the tackle.
Brown saying, I don't think so, to Jalen White that time.
Gain of, well, didn't pick up anything on that play. 3rd and 4. Eagles, no rush, taking time off the clock, running it out. They give it to White again. This time White is stuck either at or behind the line of scrimmage. Ball went out. They're calling the play dead. Anthony Switzer came up with it.
Ruling on the field is the runner's forward progress was stopped before the ball came loose. 4th down.
So that'll be 4th down. They call it dead. No gain again for White. The Eagles will bring out the punt team. Anthony Beck set to send it downfield.
That was a dangerous play by Georgia Southern. Arkansas State had a huge opportunity there.
Ball will go out of bounds. 5:09 left to play in the fourth. Eagles up 59-33 on ESPN Plus. Georgia Southern fans enjoying the 59-33 lead here in the fourth quarter. That was another message that interim head coach Kevin Whitley had for the fans. Don't give up on us. 1st and 10. Perry off the pass from Hatcher. And Perry gets the first down.
Hatcher finding Perry, breaks left, finds an open lane up the sideline, tiptoes it before pushed out.
So ball at the 27-yard line. Hatcher, handoff to Perry. Perry runs to the right side. Perry almost broke open. Tripped up at the end. May have enough for a first down. Perry with the 13-yard reception to start. And a 10-yard run. They'll go to him again. Perry breaks through. Another first down for the Red Wolves on a flag at the end.
Hatcher and Perry linking up on this string of plays here in this drive, picking up a lot of yardage for Arkansas State.
That's the sixth carry for Perry.
Legal substitution. The defense had more than 11 players on the field at the snap. That penalty is declined. First down.
Georgia Southern, too many men on the field. The Red Wolves will decline. Arkansas State now at midfield. This is the 32nd first down. And Perry once again. Make it 33 first downs now for the Red Wolves. Under 4 minutes. Perry, this time tackled for a short gain by Jalen Jackson. So Arkansas State, yeah.
Hatcher and Perry putting their team on their backs on this drive, trying to get it done themselves.
4 consecutive plays designated for Lincoln Perry, the freshman from Germantown, Tennessee. This time Hatcher back to pass, going to heave it high up and intercepted. This time Najee Thompson. 4th takeaway for the Eagles.
Early on the field, interception by the defense for a touchback.
How about that? Najee Thompson moved to cornerback just a few weeks ago, and it pays off with his first interception. And he gets the turnover chain.
Watch Hatcher in the pocket, airs it out. Najee Thompson beats out the Red Wolf for the touchdown. Excuse me, for the interception.
It's hard to say. I mean, he was a receiver before, so normally he's used to catching touchdowns, but this time gets a pick.
Huge play by Najee Thompson. Again, he just made this move to cornerback.
Cam Ransom in at quarterback for Georgia Southern. He'll run for a gain of 5, and that should do it. Under 3 minutes to play, Arkansas State was trying for one final score. And that's the first interception for Lane Hatcher. 4 picks overall between the two quarterbacks. Blackman had 3. And this is momentum for Georgia Southern to carry into Troy next week. Handoff and a tackle. Seeing some new men run the ball for the Eagles. That's A.J. Brown. Brown's another running back for Georgia Southern that has great promise. Running backs coach Fabian Upshaw talked about Brown in the spring being another asset for their offense. Brown, redshirt sophomore from Grovetown. He's still in next to Ransom on the right side. This time Ransom keeps and short of the first down. What a game for Georgia Southern. First game, Kevin Whitley as your interim head coach. A ton of things happening in the last week. That Sunday, the announcement comes that the Eagles part ways with Chad Lunsford. Kevin Whitley named interim coach. He told the coaches and everybody to go home, be with your families. Press conference on Monday. Talks about why not us. Has a solid week of practice and comes in and things just go the right way. 28 points in the second half. You have 4 takeaways, 4 picks, just from various men, from Tyrell Davis, Eldrick Robinson, Quinn Williams, and Najee Thompson. This is a step in the right direction for the Eagles.
And you're seeing a ton of confidence in Georgia Southern's players, especially on defense, like what we just saw in that last interception made by Najee Thompson in the end zone. It was a one-handed interception.
Yeah. Well, Thompson's known to make some one-handed catchers in the previous years for the Eagles. But as this game is close to wrapping up, under a minute to play, now you have to use this momentum and carry it to Troy. And as for Arkansas State, it's been a tough 3 weeks. Even though they had their moments throughout this game, playing 3 games on the road, and I'm talking about 3 straight road games, no bye week in between. 3 straight games on the road, Washington, Tulsa, and now Georgia Southern. The tough thing you have to try and do mentally, and it doesn't get easier. You go back home. Yes, it's a home game, but a short week as Coastal Carolina comes into town.
As a former college athlete, I played Division I college volleyball. I understand what it takes when you have to go on the road for multiple games, especially when you have to hop on a plane and fly somewhere. So much goes into traveling on the road. It's a huge test. And Arkansas State has been tested right out of the gate this season, being handed this kind of a schedule.
A lot of impact players for Georgia Southern. J.D. King, one of them, was all the Georgia Southern running backs. J.D. King, Jalen White, and Logan Wright. Wright, 208 yards as Hatcher runs down to the 40, 35, 30, still inside. He gets tackled out by Thompson. Logan Wright, 208 yards. Jalen White, 157 yards. J.D. King, 85 yards. 5 touchdowns between the 3 men.
Again, Arkansas State showing that they're still going to play while there's time left on the clock.
Looking for one final score. Hatcher throws, passes, incomplete. It's intended for Ross Painter. And I'll stop the clock at 32 seconds. The Red Wolves 5 for 5 in the red zone, so a positive there. There are definitely some positive things that Red Wolves can take away from this game.
And it starts right now by the Red Wolves not letting up.
Hatcher throws, incomplete. Looking for Waleed. 3rd and 10. Georgia Southern, 540 yards total offense, 503 on the ground. Arkansas State, 534 yards total offense, 443 in the air. Trips left. Hatcher drops back, throws, and almost picked off again. Thompson wanted another one.
And once again, almost in the end zone.
Fourth and 10. The Red Wolves will stay, well, their offense will stay on the field. They're 0 for 2 on 4th downs tonight. At the 22, Hatcher fires and incomplete. Turnover on downs with 13 seconds to play, and that's going to do it. Kevin Whitley has to be proud of his team tonight. They answered the call. And getting on his quarterbacks a little bit. He's the quarterbacks coach for this team. Getting on Deontay Bembry a bit.
Willie said coming into this game, it's all about us, Georgia Southern versus Georgia Southern. How will they respond? Well, Georgia Southern responds by putting up almost 60 points.
Ransom, hand off to White. And White will get taken down to 20. That is going to run out the clock. And Georgia Southern, first game in the Kevin Whitley era, a 59-33 win over Arkansas State. They improved to 2-3 on the year and now set their sights on Troy next Saturday. Arkansas State now 1-4. A short week for the Red Wolves. They return home to face Coastal Carolina. But Amy, how about the running game for Georgia Southern leading the charge?
The spotlight was on Georgia Southern's running back room in this game. Jalen White, 157 yards for 2 touchdowns. Logan Wright, over 200 yards for 2 touchdowns. Georgia Southern's running backs couldn't be stopped.
James Blackman for Arkansas State. He throws for 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Lane Hatcher, 151 yards in the air with 2 touchdowns as well with an interception. But 4 interceptions from the Eagle defense, really the difference maker in this game along with the Eagles running game. So for Amy Zimmer, I'm Danny Wall saying so long from Paulson Stadium, where the final score is Georgia Southern 59, Arkansas State 33. All games airing on the ESPN network. Start streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.